What's up, you guys? Hey, welcome to the Chaz Way podcast. So glad to have you guys again. We're going to jump right into podcast episode number, I think 23 or 24. I should probably have a note in front of me so I know what the next episode is, but I'm joined by the coolest family ever. Also, to go on record, there are 5 people on the screen in front of me, which is the most people I've ever had in one little screen. So, hey, welcome to the show, you guys.
Hi.
Hi.
So quickly, I'll tell you who these guys are, and then they can tell you more about them. But some of you guys may recognize the gentleman with the slicked hair back. In fact, I was recently watching a little bit. I heard a rumor you used to have quite the mullet, but that's Zeb Ross with the longer hair there. And you guys have probably seen him all over TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and all over. It's a crazy story, which is we're going to get into that in a minute. But he's also got his family. He's got his wife, his stepdad, his mom, and his cousin or niece. Cousin, yeah. And Maddie is on my left, so I don't know where you guys are seeing it on whether you're watching on podcast or YouTube, whatever. But and Maddie is his social media manager, right? So the whole family's in for this. But we'll just start with Mom. Mom, what is this like with this crazy social media frenzy that's going on with Zeb and his basically going viral on the internet?
Yeah, well, it's been overwhelming. First off, I didn't even know what TikTok or Instagram was. So when all this happened, I've always advertised through Facebook. I had my dance team 13 years, the J Creek Cloggers. We happened to be at Darnell Farms in Bryson City. And boom, next thing I know, somebody with a TikTok, they called me in the middle of the night, your kids went viral. I said, what's that? A virus?
Is he sick? Nobody told me.
And it's just went from there. We're up to, I think, 120,000 followers in 2 months. It's crazy. It's just been, but it's been wonderful because the majority of the responses have been very positive.
Yeah, that's so awesome. So this is Kim, you guys, Zeb's mom, and she handles all of the booking for the clog group. And so just to give a little backstory, this is a clogging group that's been around, 13, 14 years?
13 years.
13 years. You guys are from North Carolina?
Yes, Haywood County, Western North Carolina, Haywood County. Yes.
Okay, awesome. And so basically somebody must have, I guess tell me the story of it. But what I want to say real quick is this is only a couple months old. Like I looked back at Instagram as well as TikTok, and I can only find any history back to like April 1st. Is that right?
For Instagram, yes. On TikTok, it would have been probably near the end of March.
Okay.
That's what happened first. And then somebody named Eggs Tyrone on Instagram picked it up, and he finally found me. We got an account sometime in April. He said, I've been looking all over for you guys. And it's just blossomed from there. And I brought my niece in, Maddie, because I didn't know how to run Instagram.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's so crazy. So how did that happen? Like so for example, the video that I think has probably surfaced the most, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I think several have gone viral, but particularly the Darnell Farms video. It's just a bunch of people clogging. Zeb steps up, does his part. Question number 1. The track I'm hearing is Usher. Yeah. Is that an overdub, or is that actually what they're dancing? It's an overdub, right?
Yeah, the actual first TikTok that was videoed had the hot stepper on it. That wasn't our music either. We were dancing the Appalachian banjo and fiddle music. Somebody, Jason Jordan, I think, or Jordan Jason, I forget. He's got like 2 first names. He filmed it on TikTok, dubbed over it with the hot stepper. Eggs Tyrone on Instagram did Trick Daddy's I'm a Thug. And then this other one that you're recently seeing, was done a couple of weeks ago. So they keep getting dubbed over.
Okay. So somebody had seen the video. When was the original? Like, when was that video at Darnell Farms done? Like the particular
date?
Yes. So the original posting was done by Heavy Duty Music on TikTok. He was actually there at Darnell Farms, and he was amazed at Zeb's dancing. He walked up to Zeb, and Zeb can probably tell you better, but he walked up to Zeb during our J Creek Clogger performance, and he said, man, love your dancing. Would you mind if I recorded you and posted your video on TikTok? Would that be okay? And Zeb's like, sure. We're used to people videoing us and taking pictures, so it was no big deal. And he posted it, and it was actually March 20th that I believe was our actual performance at Darnell Farms.
So
it didn't come out, it didn't get published till maybe a few days later. I don't know when exactly he posted it, but March 20th was the day that it happened. That Zeb became viral, I guess you could say, from that moment on. And he recorded Zeb and posted it on TikTok, and he put it with a song. I think that was when it was the Hot Stepper.
It was.
That was the Hot Stepper song, and that's where it all began.
Wow. So do all of you guys dance?
Yes. Even my niece is
I
on
dabble.
the team.
I dabble.
She actually lives in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she comes down. We actually have a performance tonight, but all of us dance here, and I have 35 to 40 team members. Started out with 13 years.
Wow, that's super cool.
But
So
our main thing is just preserving freestyle Appalachian dance. That's what our main goal is.
So when you say freestyle, so does that mean it's not choreographed, or?
It's not. Everybody's footwork's different. Buck dancing, flat footing is a lot of ours, which means our feet. I might be buck dancing, he might be flat footing during our routine. So it's freestyle dance. But we do circle ups for square dancing. Then we have something called the show off, where you can do whatever you want. That's your time to shine.
I like that one.
So yeah, I do too. But the freestyle just means our footwork is all different. We're unique to ourselves.
Okay. And like when you guys go out, like for example, the video I saw where everybody's kind of lined up, and then it's almost one person at a time comes out and steps in front. What is that called?
That's a show off.
That's a show off.
Rise and shine. There's two. Yeah, but it's just to show off, and you get to be you and do what you want, and that's what Zeb was doing.
I gotcha. And so you just do whatever to the, you stay with the flow of the music, you do whatever you're feeling, and you make your way across to the back of the line. Next person comes out. It's just kind of in the round like that.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. And so it's Ashley, right?
Yes.
Is it? Okay, cool. So how did you feel and I want to, there's somewhere I want to go with this in a second, but I want to ask you, like, how did you feel when all of a sudden you see Zeb taking off on social media as Zeb's wife? How did you feel about that?
Well, it was really no surprise when I first met Zeb, and I mean that humbly. I really do. Zeb is the most humble person I know. It really wasn't a surprise to me that everybody was drawn to Zeb and attracted to his infectious joy that he has. That's the best way I can explain Zeb's personality. He would never say that of himself, but that's what I saw in him over 4 years ago when I met him. It really, like I said, it wasn't surprising. Back when we were dating, I would come to Haywood County. I'm originally from Tennessee, but I came to Haywood County to date Zeb and get to know him better. And when we would go around town, people would recognize him from the J Creek Cloggers dance team. And they would talk to him like they were his best friend, and he would talk back to them, and they'd have a good conversation. And afterwards, I'd ask Zeb, who are they? How do you know them? Are they a family member or friend? And he would say sometimes, I have no idea who they were, but they're really nice.
Wow.
And, I would always jokingly tell him, which I think I spoke it into existence, but I would jokingly say, I'm so glad I'm dating someone famous. And he would always say, only in Haywood County, dear.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, I want to.
I was very proud of him for becoming viral, and I support him and whatever he wants to do. And I'm his biggest fan.
Oh, I love that. I love it. Well, I want to say, first of all, Kim, I want to give you so much credit and honor, because what I fell in love with about this story is that and this is before I even got to connect with you guys, even Maddie, like before I connected with any of you, just seeing it socially, I could tell that it's, first of all, authentic. Second of all, I could see how humble Zeb is without even knowing your name. Frankly, Zeb, I didn't even know your name. I just knew you're the Clogger guy. And probably most people in the world, that's what they know you as. In fact, I've been teasing it on socials lately, and I'm like, that's kind of how I'm like, you guys probably know the Clogger guy. Because if I just say like, the J Creek Cloggers, like, people aren't going to necessarily know that yet, right? Because someday they'll know that brand if you choose. But I love that. And Kim, that just says so much about you as mom, and not knowing the family's backstory, but you've obviously planted some really, really good roots in your family. And
both his brother and him, I homeschooled them from start to finish. And then they went on to college and got their degrees, and Zeb's a machinist, just like his brother is. But They are. They're very humble. And I have to say, the whole dance team, we come from all walks of life that you can imagine. And we all come together for the music, the fellowship, and the dance, and we've made it work. And my team they're awesome. If you ever get to meet them sometime, they're all authentic blue collar workers. We're just out there having fun.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes me want to, like, even hearing Ashley talk about town, it makes me want to come to your town. And in my conversations with Maddie over the last couple of weeks of trying to kind of arrange this, it made me want to know you guys. And I say that like from the bottom of my heart, because I personally, it's a goal of like, I'm intentional of the people I surround myself with. And so that's the kind of people I want to be around, just true, humble, authentic people. And so I that's just super awesome. So I just want to give all of you guys credit for that, for sure. Zeb, my man, like, dude, what's it feel like, bro? Like, I know you're just what I've learned, you're just kind of like, you're just there, but what's it like?
I mean, I've been dancing ever since I was a little kid. It's always been a fun hobby, been great exercise. It's actually how I met my wife over at Cotton Eye Joe's in Knoxville, Tennessee. But on one hand, it's exciting. The other one, it's terrifying. So it's just, it's a lot of mixed feelings right now. But at the same time, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Is it scary to you at all? Is it overwhelming is probably a better word?
When it all first happened, yes, because I've not had a Facebook account in probably 10 years now or longer. I'm just not a big fan of social media. Then my mom gave me a call and said, you need to see this. My wife was saying, you need to see this. And it just blew up overnight, it seemed like. And I figured it might last a week or two, new things that dies back down, but it's still around and going strong, it looks like.
Yeah. That's awesome. Do you guys have plans to I don't know, and maybe I don't know how to exactly what the question is, but I guess basically so Zeb, could you go off and could you do this like on a larger scale if you wanted to? Because I know you could dance solo if you choose to, and I've seen like you've done some stuff with some different videos. I think you've hooked up with some of the Florida Georgia Line guys, and even another video, I believe. Who is it?
Brandon Bing, he's an up and coming music artist, and then Ryan Charles from American Song Contest.
Okay.
Both had the dance team do music shoots with them.
Okay, cool. So so you could grow and do that if you choose, and maybe continue down that path. But also as a whole with the Clogger team, do you guys intend to like grow off of this? Is that something that maybe the team has a passion to follow, or are you just going to kind of see what happens?
Well, I started off as a J Creek Clogger, and I'll always be a J Creek Clogger. I have no intentions of branching out and going solo. It's a hobby. And as for making it a career, I guess you could say, I've been a machine operator going on 10 years now, and they've always been good to me. I try to return the favor, and we've had offers, but I'm happy where I'm at. I'm afraid if I chose dancing as a profession and did all the time, I would lose the passion for it. So I'd rather continue just living my normal life and just dancing where I can, just having fun.
Yeah, I love that. I love it so much. And I think that's like anything that you love to do. When it becomes a chore, if you will, sometimes you just kind of, you lose you take the fire goes out of it, so I hear you. Maddie, how did you get involved with all this? I mean, obviously family's family. How far away are you? Like, you live in Tennessee. How far away is that?
I'm about an hour and a half away. So yeah,
okay.
I came here today to do this. I'm excited for it.
So you grew up around obviously the family clogging, like you weren't you didn't really partake, but you just have been around it, or did you like dabble in it some?
I kind of dabble in. I mean, I dance sometimes, but I kind of just go to watch them and support them and stuff. But yeah,
okay.
I've always been around it. So yeah.
Cool. And then, so whenever Kim reached out to you, like, help with the social media stuff, is that when you just decided to?
I was literally like, there is no way. That's because she called me. I was like, let me take a look at this. And I took a look at it. I was like, there is no way this gone viral. So I took it on because that's what I'm going to school for, is marketing, digital, social media and stuff like that. So I was like, I'll help. And I was really excited and stuff, but it has grown so much, and it's crazy. And it's brought us all closer together, which it's brought, I talk to Kim every day and them every day. So yeah.
I bug her all the time. You know,
Good Lord, help
we
her.
sat down and had a family meeting and a team meeting. I said, because the one thing I did not want was to have what I call my family fractured, meaning my dance team. I consider them family too. And I didn't want, you know, Zeb went viral. And it's been almost a 50-50. Some people just want Zeb for something. Some people want the dance team. And I didn't want any issues with that, you know, no jealousy, no nothing like that. So we sat down, and each offer that comes, we sit down either as a team or a family, and we make a decision. Do we want to do it or choose not to? Because I said, my main goal is it's not the money. I'd rather have my family and my friendship than money any day.
Exactly.
And my child's not a dollar sign. He's a human being.
Oh, amen.
Heck, my baby.
Yeah, for sure. So how does the team feel about it? Has there been any, and I don't mean necessarily offers of what's to come, but as far as this growth, like you said, it's just blue collar, normal, everyday people that have a passion for this dance. Have you had, and just be as honest as you can publicly, have you had any resistance? Have you had anybody that's like, whoa, what is all this?
No, we sat down and I told them up front what was going on, and most of the team was there that day. He happened to step in when the teenagers were dancing in that first video that went viral. My adult people were sort of stepping out. But no, there's been no resistance. We talked about it. Everybody's on board with it, and we're goofy. We have fun, and that hasn't changed. I was worried. I'm like, okay, we have all these cameras coming around now, and my teenagers have just stepped right into it as the adults, and we've carried on and worked through. I was overwhelmed. I mean, we were growing at one point. We were growing at one point 6,000-7,000 followers a day.
Oh, wow.
And I was getting direct messages not only through Facebook and Instagram, but my phone number's listed, so I was getting texts too, and I'm still am. So I'm spending upwards of 7 hours a day just taking care of bookings and answering people. She's on the social media, and then now that we have the merchandise, Ashley's handling that.
I love it. Ashley, are you, as far as the merchandise goes, and we'll talk more because I want to plug that and let people know how they can find some of the merchandise. Are you guys creating the merchandise on your own? Have you reached out to outsource some of that? Where are you at with that? Are you capitalizing on what's possible?
We are doing the very best we can to capitalize on that. My husband and I come from small towns, and we know how important it is to put, to share what we have to others, but we want to support local families if we can, in any way that we can. So, of course, there have been people that have reached out to us from very large companies saying, oh, we will take over the orders and package things for you and produce the items for you and ship them for you. You don't have to worry about anything. And I think that is great eventually when it becomes so, overwhelming for us. But in the meantime, we are utilizing some local companies to print our autograph cards and our t-shirts, and we want to keep it local right now, or for as long as we can. And yes, to answer your question, we are packaging them from our home. So all of our t-shirts right now, we do sell our t-shirts, and soon to be we'll be selling the autograph 5x7 pictures of Zeb. So that's exciting. So in the meantime, yes, we are trying to capitalize on that right now. But we are handwriting we're trying to spend as much time to give our fans that special, touch.
Personal.
Personal touch. Yeah. In our packages, and we put a little note in with our shirts. We write out the person's name on the note.
It's not a sticker.
And we definitely we put the note in there with their item, usually a t-shirt. We seal it up, and then on the outside, they always get a smiley sticker.
Oh, that's awesome.
Just to remind them to smile. And that's what Zeb's known for, is his smile. So, and we handwrite the address on the front, and we just want to make it as personal as possible. And I don't know if that's something that we could ever get if we went to more of a streamlined, big name packaging company.
Exactly.
So in the meantime, we're buying the shirts out of our own pocket. We have them in stock at our home. We reorder as needed, and we send out the items as quickly as we can.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I love that. Secondly, just give yourself grace through the process. And just as somebody who's done a lot of business, and I've failed and succeeded, and I've failed more and succeeded more as you go. It's a learning process, but if you hold, I personally, for me, I love the fact that you're keeping it as, well, obviously locally is nice, but also even the gestures of keeping it, of more personal is awesome. It will get overwhelming, but you can combat those things too. Like there will be some tools that you can use to intervene through that, where you can still use personal touch, through just making some adjustments. So hang in there through that, which you will. I'm not suggesting you're not, but just give yourself grace, because there'll be days where it's like, this is overwhelming. There might even be days where you're like, do we want to outsource this? And I think if you, again, go back to your roots, which I can see so much through you guys, that your roots are the deep down family ties. At the end of the day, what's more important, and that is like keeping it local, keeping it family. So you'll work through that for sure. That's awesome. Do you have several different designs? Question number one. Question number two is, who designs your stuff?
Well, currently our t-shirts are made by Stomp Box Tees. They just moved to their new location in Boone, North Carolina. They were local to Asheville. Rent got expensive, and so they had to relocate, which is completely understandable, but it's just a small family. And his name is Mike. He's been very helpful and very accommodating throughout this whole process, especially since we've placed 3 orders of shirts in the past couple months.
Yeah.
It is crazy. Also, Henry, Kim, how do you
I
spell
think it's Feichner or Finchner. He does the graphic. He designed. We
Yes.
had Hilda Cronin is a photographer with my dance team, and her teenage son dances. And he took her photography and was able to do a nice graphic from it. So that's where the t-shirt graphic came from, and then some of the autograph cards that will be coming out.
Henry, who
He's in Bryson City.
He's based out of Bryson City. He's been a friend of ours. He retired from marketing and having that background experience in that, and so he has been helping us for quite some time already. Do little advertisements for us, as well as Photoshop things, and so anyway, he's very talented, and he does it out of the kindness of his heart.
Wow.
His company is, I believe
Winterhawk?
it's called Winterhawk Designs. And he made our 5x7 autograph cards, which we have 3 different images that will be on those once we post them online. We just received them today. And then he also made the graphic on the t-shirt as well. He made that. And then the Stomp Box tees, we buy the shirts from them. They screen, I believe it's called screen printing. There's 4 different colors. So they individually put each color on to the t-shirt. And so currently those are the two local companies that we work with.
Cool. And so at this point, the designs are being done there as well. You guys haven't actually designed them. They've designed them, and you've used what they've done as far as like the shirt design.
Yes.
Awesome. Very cool. Okay. So Zeb, what do you love to do? Dancing, clearly. What else? What are you into?
Dancing, of course. I also play the guitar in my free time. Love to, if it's anything outdoor themed, I love hiking, camping, something called geocaching. I don't know if you ever heard of that or not.
I have a teenager who he kind of schooled me on that, but yes, I'm familiar with it.
It's a lot of fun. And of course, spend time with family, play board games, card games, just anything family themed, I guess.
Okay, awesome. And music style, what's your favorite format of music?
Well,
Not to dance to, just like personal enjoyment.
Well, I had a mixture of both worlds. My dad, he was raised on John Denver, Marty Robbins, Peter, Paul, and Mary, so old time folk music. Then my mom over here liked more Prince, Michael Jackson, Def Leppard. So I like
Go mom.
Yeah. Dancing wise, typically, banjo, fiddle music, but in my free time, I love hair metal. 80s hair metal is my preference.
Bro, you're all over the place. You are all over the place. And then ironically, you're dancing to like crazy stuff like Usher and Little John and Yin Yang Twins. That's so crazy.
And
Very
I
cool.
say it was so comical that TikTok video went viral of Usher, because when I first met Zeb, he was dancing. And that's another story for another time. It's my favorite love story. But he was actually dancing to Usher's Yeah at the Honky Tonk Bar. And that is the song that I saw him dancing to. And I was like, I got to talk to this guy.
You're like, if they only knew.
So I love the Ushers. Yeah, that's like, I love to watch him dance to that.
So
That's funny.
You always said your favorite, one of your favorite songs is that,
Right.
because we said that we did a live video and he said that was one of his favorite songs. I was like, why don't we just put that to this video?
So,
Yeah.
And it went viral. So.
yeah. So I guess I had to say thank you to Usher for that song. 'Cause here we are now.
Yeah, right. So you guys met, and I'll keep it brief, like you said, Ashley. It's probably a whole nother story, but just a short version. You guys met at a dance club. Are you a dancer as well?
I originally was not. I was living in Knoxville at the time, back in 2017, and I had always wanted to learn line dance. And I started going to Cotton Eye Joe's in Knoxville, Tennessee, every Thursday and Sunday night. I got in for free because I was a student on Sunday nights, and I was a ladies' night on Thursdays. The ladies get in free, and I knew a little bit. I had been going for a couple months. And I knew some songs I knew how to do, so I'd jump in on those songs, and some songs I didn't, and I'd get out and just watch people dance and try to learn the songs. Well, this guy was actually there for the line dances, and I saw him from across the floor dancing, and of course I was attracted to him. He's a handsome guy. But throughout the night, I kept noticing this guy that had really awesome moves, and I was like, man, he's got really good footwork. And then I'd jump in and jump out of the songs. Later on that night, I'd see this guy who had really cool moves as well. And I was like, man, this guy is a fantastic dancer just like the other guy. I kid you not, I did this about 3 or 4 times. And the last time I saw this guy and he was dancing, I was like, man, this is another guy. He's got some really hot moves. And that at this point, this was the Usher's Yeah, that was my last time seeing him. And I was like, this guy looks so familiar, and his dance steps look so familiar, but he looks different. And I don't know why. Am I seeing the same guy or these different people? Well, I didn't waste any time. I walked out on the dance floor and walked up to Zeb, and I told him, I like your fancy footwork. Would you like to dance? And he said,
Yes.
And come to find out, I fell in love 4 times that night. And it was the same guy. It was Zeb. He had been changing into different shirts throughout the night because he's a heavy sweater when he dances. And it was the same guy. So as my husband says, I fell in love 4 different times that night. And that's how we met.
I think that's great. I also think there might have been some strategy to that. Like, I'm thinking about next time I go out, I should take a few different shirts.
Terry told him everything, right?
Talk about keeping your options open, my man. Well, that's very cool. That is so awesome.
Bad thing is, I wasn't her first choice, second choice, or even third choice. But I'll tell you.
Hey, fourth time's a charm. That's very cool. Well, you guys, I love it. I think that's so cool. So what's on the horizon? Like, as you guys look at, obviously you guys are dancing tonight. Before I forget, what's the best place to find you guys? As the, like, kind of plug your social medias. And I know you have a website as well. I'll put all this in the description, but just so people can hear, what's a good place to find you guys?
On Instagram, it's the letter J Creek Cloggers. Facebook, J Creek Cloggers. TikTok, J Creek Cloggers. So it's all the same thing. Yeah.
So I'm thinking J Creek Cloggers then.
Yes. And Zeb does have a TikTok. That's the only thing he has under Zebby's Got Happy Feet. That's his TikTok. But he doesn't, the Instagram, he would just be, I'm overwhelmed every day just keeping up with it. So we've decided to keep it all under J Creek Cloggers. And
I love it.
Yeah, we just filter
Perfect.
messages.
And I wanted to just piggyback on to what Kim said. Zeb also has his own TikTok, if anyone is interested, that Zeb will periodically post things that he takes from home. It might not be necessarily dancing. It could be our cats, or it could be him. Not too long ago, he was bowling with logs. Because we
Okay.
were helping a friend of ours break down, cut up some trees and haul them off for them, and he decided to do a TikTok for bowling with the logs, so that was fun. But his TikTok is, like Kim said, Zebby's Got Happy Feet, ZEBBYS, and then Zeb's merchandise that you had just asked about not too long ago can be found at ZebRoss.com.
Zebross.com. Perfect. Well, I'm going to put all that in the description so people can find it easily. I love that you've got your own TikTok as well. And I like it for a couple reasons. A, it's cool for the dancing, but also because it's really neat to kind of, for people to just have a little time, especially because you're quiet and humble. It's neat for them to just get a little like sneak peek at who you are just as a human as well, you know, so that's really cool. So I started to ask, what's on the horizon for you guys as a whole? I know you're dancing tonight. What else? What's coming up? What do you have on the horizon?
The big one that we're going to do that we've never done anything like this before on July 9th is called a meet and greet. I decided, wouldn't it be nice, because we had already had a lot of bookings for the year before we went viral, and I'm going to fulfill those. We've had a lot of people want us in a lot of places with pretty good price tag, but my locals have been good to me. I'm not going to throw them to the side. So we're fulfilling everything we already had to start with. But July 9th, we're going to do a meet and greet. That's on a Saturday from 1 to 3 in Maggie Valley, North Carolina, at the world famous Stomping Grounds. And that's where those music videos have been shot too, inside the Stomping Grounds. You get to meet Zeb, you get to meet the dance team, watch live performances, get up and dance with us. There's going to be merchandise, pictures made. Just get to know us for the 2 hours and hang out with us. So
yeah. And that's on July 9th.
July 9th at the Stomping Grounds. That gives people at least a time and date. Maybe they can come in the place holds 2,000 people. Huge dance floor.
Perfect.
So, yeah. And yeah, it's $10 at the door cash. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And we've got other things coming up. We're in Pigeon Forge dancing. So a lot of them's local events right now.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, we've had a lot of offers. Things are on the horizon. Nothing I can talk about yet.
We have been, you know, like Kim said, we're wanting to fulfill all of our current things that we have booked because we love supporting local. Again,
Yes.
we love dancing here locally because this is the county that really clogging first began. And anyway, we've been asked to dance at some weddings.
Yeah.
We have more music. Parties.
More music videos are on the horizon. I've had 2 up and coming artists who will be shooting their music videos here with us. They want the whole dance team. Just a quick little thing. She did touch on something. So I'm going to ask you a question. You ready?
Sure.
Okay. Who was the president in 1939?
I feel like this is a loaded question. Who was the president in 1939?
Yes. You get 2 guesses.
Oh Lord, I need way more than 2, friends.
The last initial starts with an R. First initial an F. So it was FDR. So Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Well, that was easy.
Okay.
I won.
So I'm going to tell you why. Here in this county, just a quick scenario. The King and Queen of England were on their way to Canada. FDR wanted to get them in the White House. It was their first time and only time, to my knowledge, they were here. So he wanted to talk to them about Germany. He got them to stop. They had an all-female string band called the Coon Creek Girls. They were going to make music. The Soco Gap Cloggers from this county went and danced at the White House for the King and Queen of England.
Wow.
He fed them hot dogs. Okay? That's what he fed them, was hot dogs. In the end, they considered that the picnic that won the war because they did join as allies with us later with Germany. But that was in this county in 1939. So we're trying to, you know, just keep going with that.
Preserve it.
Traditional freestyle dance. Yeah.
I love it. If there's anything I can do to help, I mean, obviously this is not my background or my platform, but I will certainly, push and share everything I can to help you guys with what is passionate to you, because I think that's really awesome, and it's also it's so grassroots. It's so like just real.
Americana, I think now. So, the dance, and it's sort of a dying art, and I see it starting to come back now. the clogging, because the routines when we do circle ups and stuff, it's social dance. There's every circle up has a reason behind it, and that's what they did back in the day. That's how these big farms would get together on the weekends and do these dances to socialize their children, and that's how they met their future wife or husband.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's super cool. That's super cool. I love it.
It was. They called him Crazy Legs back in the day for his dance.
Well, tell more. Let me hear a little bit more of that story.
Oh, no.
No,
Come on, Crazy Legs.
Dancing in Ohio, Caddis, Ohio. I was dancing with the Southern Appalachian Cloggers at that time in Ohio. And this band up there, because I act crazy. I mean, I'm goofy. I mean, Zeb takes that after me.
It's honest.
But anyway, this band, I got out there dancing, and they got to call me Crazy Legs every year I was up there. Here comes Crazy Legs. You're gonna be up here 4 days at the Miners Festival up there. But that's what I grew up. My dad called dances. We used to have barn dances. We had our own dance team. When I was in junior high, we had a junior clogging team. We started up there. I had an identical twin brother, 2 other brothers. We made music. We danced. We had our own shows that going on. And of course, we used to put on comedy acts. I mean, that's the reason I stay so goofy.
When I started the team, I had known him already just from dancing before. And he's a professional square dance caller. So he's now taught Zeb how Zeb can call square dances now too, because there's a way you do that. And we have a teenager, Nathan, on the team who's now like a 3rd generation caller too.
Wow.
So yeah, he's 65 years old now. So he's been doing this
She
a long
makes me
time.
feel like I'm 16. That's all right.
Hey, that's good. That's awesome. Well, what a cool man. I just want to hang out with y'all. So I'm coming your way.
Tell people,
We
and
have fun.
I think when people first meet us, now that this one's went viral, we have a lot of people just coming over and they're like, oh my goodness, you all are real, just like we hear about you, just like some of the artists that we've worked with for these music shoots. Because we don't know them and they don't know us. So when we come together, it's like, oh, I didn't know what to expect. We've never done anything like this. They've been genuine. And just like we have been, and it's so nice just to be able to be you, and not have to pretend to be something else. So it's just been, so far, it's been a wonderful experience.
Yeah, I'm so glad. That's so cool. Zeb, so far through all of this, and we'll wrap up with this and maybe a couple more quick things, but what do you feel like so far in this last couple months of a whirlwind, really? What's been maybe the coolest part of it, or maybe the most exciting thing that's happened for you?
I'd say probably clogging, buck dancing, what we do as a team. It's been a dying art for the past decade, if not longer. It's nice to see people actually interested in that again. Because there's some countries that have never heard of this or even seen it before. So it's great to see that people are taking an interest and actually want to do it. And of course, it's nice just to meet new people, and people say that it brings joy to their lives watching videos. So it's the best thing I could ever ask for.
That's incredible. One of the things that I really admire about you is just through the few videos that I've just kind of scrolled through, you're not afraid to just jump out on the dance floor. Obviously, as Ashley said, that's how she met you. And the deal, obviously, now I'm learning a little more about you. If it doesn't work the first time, change your shirt, do it again, right? But I mean, you're not afraid to just get out there and do the deal. So, like, I know you've danced forever. You've done it your whole life, but is there ever fear or embarrassment? Because it's one thing to do it with your team, but it's another thing to go out to a nightclub or a bar and just do what you do. Because the truth is, if there's 30 or 50 or 10 people on the dance floor, they're not all doing what you do. And is that ever an insecurity to you, or you just have the time of your life?
They say to do what you love to do. And if I'm the only one out there, if I'm out there with 100 people, I'm going to be dancing the exact same way. I'm there to have a good time and just make some new friends.
Man, praise God, man. Seriously, like you inspire me so much. That's incredible. I've seen a couple of videos of you just out, like, and first of all, and you're smiling through it all. So That's so cool. That's awesome. It's been great to get to know you guys a little bit. Thanks so much for investing some time today. I know you have a busy day, busy afternoon, and then a busy night tonight with your dance. How long is the dancing tonight? How long does that usually last?
It'll be 2 hours, and tonight we're doing 2 routines. Our routines are 8 to 10 minutes long, so we're dancing full blast 8 to 10 minutes each time we do it. But it's a big street dance, and it's open to the public. They'll have cornmeal down on the streets. We do big circle ups with the audience, and then we do our performances too.
When you say with the audience, is that like to try and encourage crowd participation?
Yes, we do. That we're big onto that. We love to get the crowd up and teach them what we're doing and hang out with them, and they get to know us, we get to know them, and people love it. I'm surprised, post COVID, thank goodness we're able to get out and gather again now. But people want that. They want human touch. They want to, talk to you. It's been wonderful.
That's awesome. Is it always with tracks, or are you ever with live entertainment behind
no,
you?
We'll have live entertainment tonight.
Is that, what percent of the time?
It's 50-50.
Okay.
Like at the Stomping Grounds where we dance a lot on Saturday nights, it's a live band. Darnell Farms, we happen to have music for that one, our music. So, and sometimes we don't know the band and they don't know us, and they start playing and we get out and dance.
Yeah, that's awesome. I guess that's the part of the freestyle part,
It is. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's super cool. I like to ask everybody this. I'll ask you, Zeb, and then I want to close with a question for Maddie. But Zeb, so far, in the last few months, is there anybody you've met that's been like, do you have like a cool story of anybody you've met that has been like just a cool story that you'll probably remember forever and tell your friends? Yeah, I don't know, anybody cool, any celebrity story or anything like that?
I'd say my favorite.
Hold on. Let me call an audible for a second. Normally I would ask this question, you guys. Let me set this up. Normally I ask this question. I would ask it more like, hey, who's the coolest person in your phone, and tell me a story. But I just know based on this conversation, Zeb's not going to come out and tell some wild story. So I'm kind of beating around the bush the way I'm asking, because he's not going to be like, oh, dude, I met, I just know you're not that guy. So I'm very subtly asking, like, what's the coolest thing that's happened so far? What story do you have for me?
I'd say the biggest surprise through all this, like I said, I didn't think this thing would last more than a couple of weeks, and here we are. My mom gave me a hollers like, we just got a call from Brian Kelly's manager. His name's Eddie. And he asked if we would be interested if he could fly us down to Daytona, Florida, or Daytona Beach. Down in Florida to perform with him. And he's part of Florida Georgia line. And I said, well, it'd be stupid to say no. So of course I said yes. But he was willing to pay for the flight down there, took my wife, mom, and stepdad. And they got us a nice hotel right next to the beach. Got to meet Brian Kelly. He was a really sweet, down-to-earth son buddy. It was a pleasure getting to spend time with him. And it was his first time performing solo, and it was his very first show of the solo tour. So it was a really big honor to perform with him and just have a good time.
I love it. That's a great story. I knew you'd have something good. That's awesome. Very cool. Maddie, for you, I know your school, you're going to school for marketing and for social media, which is really awesome that in this day and age, that's such a fitting thing because the world has moved to such a digital platform. And it's awesome just to see that you're doing that. What do you feel like? I mean, because you were doing that before Zeb's career, quote unquote, took off. It's not a career, but he's gone viral, right? Like, do you feel like this is kind of a blessing in disguise? Because even though it's overwhelming, I think you're gonna like pick up some really cool tools for your business plans. How do you feel about all that?
It's definitely a blessing. Like, I mean, we've all just taken it kind of as a learning experience because, like, even though I'm in school for it, like, there's so much that goes into posting something. Like, we've had so many technical difficulties, and y'all usually call her before I post, or she'll call me, and we've had to learn kind of to communicate a lot. But no, I think it's definitely a blessing. It's what brought all of us closer, and I'm grateful for it a lot. And I definitely know this is what I want to do, like, for my career.
Good. So it's like reaffirmed your direction for business.
Actually, like, I'm passionate about it. I enjoy doing it.
Oh, that's so cool. That's awesome. Well, again, you guys, I appreciate your time this afternoon. Have a great rest of your Friday. And it's just been an honor and an awesome time to have you guys on. I'm excited to see where things are in a year. Not only do I think this is going to be bigger and better and cooler, but what's awesome is I think you'll be in the same place, just as humble, just as real, just as laid back. And I think that says so much about the character of you guys as a family. So I'm sure excited to catch back up with you guys later. Maybe we'll do this in a year. How does that sound?
Well, that sounds good.